Hello, I am Fatima, a student at Department of English Language and Literature at the University of Bahrain. Welcome to our advanced grammar series. Today we are doing a lesson on that clause. Most of the examples I wrote it by myself, but some of them are taken from internet. Before we start with that clause, I am going to explain what is a clause. You can consider a simple sentence as a clause if it is a group of words and if it has a subject-verb combination and it should carry a meaning by itself. Let's see this sentence. She watched TV regularly. Is it a clause? Let's check if it implies all the conditions of a clause. Well, it is a group of words and it has a verb and subject combination and it carries a meaning by itself. So it is a clause. Now let's move to our lesson for today, which is that clause. There are many uses for that clause after a verb. We will start with the one that come after verbs to report thoughts like what we can see in these examples. He thinks that they forget to play. He believes that his new business will become the biggest in the world. But I have noticed that many weird things happen in the university. Here the verbs think, believes, noticed, used before that clause to report thoughts. Here in these examples, would he be disappointed that Laurie got it? Are you surprised that you unable to see her? I feared that she did not get a correct idea of its shape. Here we use that clause after the verbs disappointed, surprised, feared to report feeling. The last reason for using that clause after verb is to report indirect speech, like in these examples. She declared that the project should be submitted by Sunday. The manager stated that my work has improved. He whispered that I was the most inspiring girl he had ever met. We also use that clause after nouns and adjectives. In the first example, what a future will be, we used that clause after the noun future. In the second example, she was happy that her friend is getting married. We used that clause after the adjective happy. Now let's have a look in these two examples. She was thinking he will never break her heart. I already know she is going to change after getting married. In both examples, we omitted the word that. Why? Because both of them are in informal situations, and in informal situations, we often use noun clause without that, especially after verbs know, say, and think. But unlike formal uses, we usually include that clause, such as a recent research has stated that positive energy brings happiness. And also after a noun, a lease is a written contract that includes the rent and the description of the building. And also when a phrase or a clause come between the verb and that clause. The first example, the teacher discovered the girl that has stolen the test. Here the noun phrase the girl comes between the verb and that clause. The second example, the director forgot when the meeting was, and that is need to be prepared for. Here, the clause when the meeting was comes between the verb forgot and that clause. Now finally, we will take the case where we must include that, and it is when we use a that clause as a subject. Now let's see the examples. That Rachel left him was a surprise for me. We used that clause, which is that Rachel left him, as a subject for the verb was, so we must include that. The second example, that they were on a break, was Ross's misunderstanding. That clause also used as a subject for the verb was, so we have to include that. Thank you all for watching, and I want to send a special thanks for Dr. Lamia Al-Kohaji.